I can only prove that I can buy it here. I do kindly hope.
Family and friends gathered for what they called a celebration of life. A candle was lit for each of the homeless people that died this year. The ceremony was just one of the ways National Homeless Awareness Day was commemorated. Organizers fear as winter settles in, more lives will be lost.
Here that how can it be that our city is so compassionate and caring, and yet we find that the people are dying as a result of homelessness and poverty, lack of housing, lack of support, and just generally being shunned by much of society.
2 initiatives launched today in mental health care for Eastern Ontario. In Rockville, there was an open house at a new facility to treat those in custody who need psychiatric help. This is part of a $96 million overhaul. A group called the Ottawa Inner City Ministries will fan out across the downtown this winter with vital supplies for people living on the streets. Their clients are homeless men and women and teenagers living with addictions and mental illness, and they're in need of a few simple things. Reverend Susan Brandt is with the Ottawa Inner City Ministry and joins us tonight. Thank you for coming in. First of all, tell us a little bit about your role during the winter.
Well, I believe we play a vital role in the winter and all throughout the year. For the last 15 years, we've been going out on the streets, under the bridges, in the parks, where some people try to find shelter from the elements because there's no room in the shelters, and because of lack of affordable housing, they find themselves having to spend the night outside.
Do we have any idea how many people we're talking about?
It's very hard to do a count because homelessness and the unstably housed, you're talking about a group of people whose numbers ebb and flow depending if someone can find shelter for the night. But we believe that there's an average of, in the wintertime, of about 100 people that are sleeping outside.
And what do they need? What are the survival tools do they need?
Well, to protect oneself from the element, what you need is warmth. And so sleeping bags, warm socks and mitts can prevent frostbite. And as a nurse, I've seen frostbite where people lose fingers and toes because of the extreme cold. Sometimes simple supplies like toothpaste and toothbrush can make the difference between the person feeling like a bum and feeling like a person. And so we go out and we try to encourage people to get into the shelters, but that task is becoming more difficult.
I've often heard many homeless people saying there's no way they're going to a shelter. Why is that? What do they have against the shelters?
Often the shelters are overcrowded, and there can be unpredictability and violence in the shelters. When you have many people with severe mental illness, with chronic addiction, or with developmental difficulties staying in close confines, then you've got the recipe for potential violence. And some people really don't like to sleep in such close proximity to someone they don't know.
How can people help, and what kind of supplies can they donate? Now, I understand that you've brought an example.
One of the things that we do is we put together survival kits, we call them. And this is a good project that perhaps a family would like to get involved with over the Christmas season, or an office group where you could purchase a duffel bag, and this becomes the receptacle for all the person's belongings. And we would collect a blanket or a clean sleeping bag. We're always looking for scarves and socks to keep the feet warm and dry. And
obviously wool socks probably are warmer than cotton?
Wool socks are very good. White cotton socks are good for our diabetic friends. It reduces the chance of infection. Mittens and toques. And also we suggest some toothpaste and toothbrush, some soap. These are items that are hard to come by. And then perhaps as part of the Christmas gift, you might want to put in a New Testament mark to the Christmas story with a Christmas card that is written with hope and good wishes, not in pity, but something that could encourage the heart of the person who finds themselves living this kind of scavenger lifestyle.
So how many people do you hope you'll be able to outfit this way?
To tell you the truth, Lee, these kits and these items are needed all year round. We're grateful for any donations that come in, and believe me, every one of them will be used by someone over the course of the coming days and months.
Okay, and where can people drop them off?
Our office is at 251 Bank Street, number 505, on Monday to Friday. During the day, we would be glad to receive them, or you can call us at 237-6031, and we can arrange for pickup.
Reverend Susan Brandt, thank you so much.
Thank you, and good Christmas to you.
And good Christmas to you. Thank you. And stay with us. We'll be back with more news right after this break.